Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is similar to Semenyo. Liverpool in daily talks to sign £88 million Salah successor. Quite how it has all come to this continues to be debated, but the fact of the matter is that Mohamed Salah could be nearing the end of his glorious spell at Liverpool. It was just over 6 months ago that the Egyptian sat atop his throne, Premier League champion for the second time at Anfield and fresh from signing a bumper new deal to end months of speculation. The main man under Jurgen Klopp, the ex-Chelsea winger, appeared to go to an even higher level following Arne Slot's arrival, ending 2024-25 with a ridiculous tally of 57 goals and assists in all competitions. Like all good things, however, an end is now in sight, with the 33-year-old's AFCON involvement, alongside the looming January window, sparking suggestions that he could have already turned out in red for the final time. It would not be a fitting way to bow out, yet rarely do even the brightest and best get the send-off nor the finale they deserve. Even the great Steven Gerrard had to fly the nest for MLS to see out his playing days. Regardless of whether a departure does occur in January or over the summer, Salah appears to have made his long-term future untenable, now to find a suitable replacement. Latest on Liverpool's search to replace Salah. Rumors are already swirling regarding Salah's potential next move, with reports last week suggesting that Turkish giants Galatasaray are among the clubs to have made an offer to the aging sensation. The Reds are unlikely to receive anywhere close to the reported £200 million bid that was lodged from Saudi Arabia 2 years ago, although there would surely be a hope to cash in for as much as possible, in order to reinvest those funds on a replacement. There have been continued claims that Bournemouth's Antoine Semenyo has been earmarked as one of the more high-profile options to help fill the void, while Team Talk are reporting that FSG could also look to the Bundesliga to find their next Anfield star. Indeed, as per the report, the Merseysiders are accelerating their interest in RB Leipzig teenager, Yen Diomande, having begun negotiations with the 19-year-old's representatives. While no bid has yet been placed for the £88M rated Weidman, the piece does note that Liverpool are engaged in almost daily contact with his agent, ahead of making what would likely be a summer move. That's not to say that a January move is completely ruled out for the in-demand starlet, who is fielding interest from across Europe, with it yet to be seen whether the reigning Premier League champions will firm up their interest with a winter offer. How Diomande compares to Semenyo and Salah. As stated above, a leading target to replace Salah is, of course, the aforementioned Semenyo, with the Ghanaian available for £65 million due to the presence of a release clause in his Cherries contract. Whether he would represent an alternative or a possible teammate for the 25-year-old remains to be seen, although Diomande is an equally as exciting talent who could reinvigorate Slot's forward line. Semenyo has been one of the Premier League's leading figures this season with 9 goals and assists to date, although Diomande has dazzled during his breakthrough year in the Bundesliga, chipping in with 8 goal involvements himself for Leipzig. That includes a stunning hat-trick during the weekend win over Eintracht Frankfurt, a performance that only served to reinforce just why the promising Ivorian is being watched so closely. Fleet of foot and with pace to burn, the comparisons to Semenyo are also there to see, with the athletic Seb Stafford Bloor noting that Diomande is physically similar to the Bournemouth star, but with all the same skill and touch. Stay tuned for full analysis, breaking news, and what these moves. Our second news is Liverpool transfer news as Marc Guehi makes stance clear and contact made over shock sale. Liverpool transfer news as Marc Guehi has reportedly made his stance clear ahead of the January window, and the Reds are linked with selling one of the veteran players. All of the focus might be on Mohamed Salah at the moment, but that's not the only transfer Liverpool might have its eye on at the moment. The Egyptian's future is in serious doubt following his outburst against the club and Arne Slot, with Salah having suggested he could play his final game for Liverpool this week, if he hasn't already. That is, with the January window just a few weeks away now, a departure could be on the cards for the 33-year-old, but he's not the only Red star being linked with a move away, while the club might have its eyes on bringing in some more players. Here is the Liverpool.com verdict on the transfer gossip to emerge around the Reds on Thursday. Marc Guehi has no intention of forcing through a move away from Crystal Palace during the January transfer window, according to Football Insider. The 25-year-old's contract expires at the end of the season, with Liverpool hotly tipped to make another move for him after a deadline day switch collapsed at the 11th hour during the summer. But while January represents Palace's last opportunity to make any money from a sale, it suggested that Guehi is happy to wait until the summer and won't make any efforts to push for a transfer, despite reported interest from a number of clubs that it might be a question of whether Palace, or perhaps Oliver Glasner, is willing to let him go in January. If they have their sights set on qualifying for Europe again, and perhaps even winning the Conference League, then you'd have to imagine Guehi would be firmly part of those plans. Alisson Becker, Liverpool to AC Milan. AC Milan has made contact with Alisson Becker's representatives as it sets its sights on signing the Liverpool goalkeeper next summer, according to Sky Sports Switzerland. It's claimed that the Reds are open to a transfer for the 33-year-old, despite Alisson being the #1 keeper at the club. His contract at Anfield runs until the end of the current season, although Liverpool has the option of a further year should it choose to trigger it. Milan is said to be on the lookout for a new goalkeeper to replace Mike Maignan, who is set to leave the San Siro at the end of his contract in the summer. Liverpool.com says, "Nope. No way. Even if he is injury-prone, Alisson is still the best goalkeeper around, and Liverpool shouldn't be entertaining the idea of selling him in the summer. It might be the case that he'll leave Anfield at the end of his contract, which would be a shame. Yes, he is 33, and would be 34 by the time that final year comes to an end, but goalkeepers should be treated as a unique case, which means not necessarily offloading him just because he's the wrong side of 30. Liverpool are pushing hard in the January transfer window as talks intensify for an £88 million successor to Mohamed Salah. The Reds have also made contact over multiple key deals, including a shock potential sale, a £50 million contract rebel, and a possible replacement for Ibrahima Konate. Meanwhile, Marc Guehi's stance has become clear, and Liverpool have been told the exact price to sign Ederson in the upcoming window. Stay tuned for full analysis, breaking news, and what these moves mean for Liverpool's future. Subscribe for more breaking transfer bombs, and I'll catch you in the next video. YNWA. Our third news is Liverpool make contact with contract rebel as £50 million deal lined up. Not only is the contract of Ibrahima Konate expiring at the end of the season, but the Frenchman's form genuinely brings the prospect of the club buying a replacement regardless of his contract situation into focus. Konate, 26, was culpable once again over the weekend in the draw against Leeds at Elland Road, with head coach Arne Slot admitting that he'd been at the crime scene a little too often this season. Right now Liverpool don't have a lot of options that they can bring in order to get Konate out of the firing line. Virgil van Dijk will of course start every game beside the French international, while Joe Gomez has been used from the start at right back more frequently. Liverpool identify Nico Schlotterbeck. Van Dijk and Gomez meanwhile are due to leave the club in 2027 when their contracts expire, so long-term there is an uncertain picture developing. Giovanni Leone will be among the first-team options when he returns from injury, but the Premier League champions need an outstanding prime talent to come in and hit the ground running. We could see a move for Nico Schlotterbeck in 2026 according to a new report in Team Talk, which claims talks have begun with the German international over a potential deal. Schlotterbeck, 26, has been sensational since leaving Freiburg for Borussia Dortmund back in 2022, appearing in last season's German Footballers' Team of the Year. Liverpool make contact with Schlotterbeck. He is a 23-cap German international too, and is set to spark a bidding war for his signature next summer. That's because the left-footer is out of contract in 2027 and fears in Dortmund are growing that their star defender won't sign a new deal. Contact has been made with Liverpool, who have been on his trail for more than 12 months, the report reads, before adding the player could move for £50 million. Schlotterbeck, given his status as a left-sided defender, would likely replace Van Dijk in the long term. But Liverpool's need for centre-backs must be addressed in the next couple of windows following a high-profile transfer miss for Marc Guehi last summer. Liverpool are pushing hard in the January transfer window as talks intensify for an £88 million successor to Mohamed Salah. The Reds have also made contact over multiple key deals, including a shock potential sale, a £50 million contract rebel, and a possible replacement for Ibrahima Konate. Meanwhile, Marc Guehi's stance has become clear, and Liverpool have been told the exact price to sign Ederson in the upcoming window. Stay tuned for full analysis, breaking news, and what these moves mean for Liverpool's future. Subscribe for more breaking transfer bombs, and I'll catch you in the next video. YNWA. Our fourth news is Liverpool move to agree terms for Ibrahima Konate replacement. Liverpool aren't messing around when it comes to finding a replacement for Ibrahima Konate. The Reds have moved to agree terms. Ibrahima Konate is a serious problem for Liverpool right now. The Frenchman's contract expires at the end of the season, and we're now within a month of him being able to formally talk with non-English clubs. Liverpool do want to keep him and have tried to get him to renew for over a year now. At the same time, his form has dropped off a cliff at the worst possible time. Konate is struggling badly as a starting player for Liverpool. This is someone who wants a hefty pay bump if he's to remain at Anfield, but also someone who doesn't appear to have too many options. Liverpool, though, can only operate as if he's leaving. They can't risk ignoring the problem and then having Konate leave for nothing and with no backup plan, especially in the form he's in, and so finding that replacement is vital. It sounds like they might have found him, too. Ibrahima Konate out, Wilfried Singo in? Footsur are among those reporting that Liverpool have made an offer for Galatasaray defender Wilfried Singo. Singo, 24, is capable of playing both right-back and centre-back. That would make him a very able replacement for Konate while, importantly, offering an ability to play alongside him for the next few months. That's absolutely a concern, as it's unlikely that he departs in the winter. But getting that replacement in nice and early would offer Liverpool some breathing room. They wouldn't need to rely heavily on a player who's on course to leave, while potentially moving him out of the lineup nice and early. There's a little ways to go, of course, and a fee would need to be agreed. The report claims Liverpool would try and get something done for around €28 million, possible up to €43 million. That would be a bargain if Singo is capable of replacing Konate, though. Getting a deal like that done nice and early opens doors and makes the winter window easier, so we'll cross our fingers. From there, Konate may stay or go. Singo would mean Liverpool are well covered either way, though. Liverpool are pushing hard in the January transfer window as talks intensify for an £88 million successor to Mohamed Salah. The Reds have also made contact over multiple key deals, including a shock potential sale, a £50 million contract rebel, and a possible replacement for Ibrahima Konate. Meanwhile, Marc Guehi's stance has become clear, and Liverpool have been told the exact price to sign Ederson in the upcoming window. Stay tuned for full analysis, breaking news, and what these moves mean for Liverpool's future. Subscribe for more breaking transfer bombs, and I'll catch you in the next video. YNWA. Our last news is Liverpool told they can sign Ederson for £40 to £50 million in January. According to Football Insider, Liverpool are considering a move for Atlanta midfielder Ederson when the transfer window reopens this winter. The Merseyside Giants have had a disappointing first half to the Premier League season, and they are 10 points behind leaders Arsenal after 15 matches into the campaign. The Reds have fared better in Europe with 12 points from 6 outings, but they still have work to do to directly qualify for the round of 16 and avoid a knockout playoff round. Liverpool told they can sign Ederson for £40 to £50 million in January. Charlie Campbell, December 11, 2025. According to Football Insider, Liverpool are considering a move for Atlanta midfielder Ederson when the transfer window reopens this winter. The Merseyside Giants have had a disappointing first half to the Premier League season, and they are 10 points behind leaders Arsenal after 15 matches into the campaign. The Reds have fared better in Europe with 12 points from 6 outings, but they still have work to do to directly qualify for the round of 16 and avoid a knockout playoff round. Remember new hair. Football Insider claimed that Arne Slot's side are likely to enter the transfer market for a new midfielder during the winter transfer window and are considering a move for Ederson. The Brazilian's contract at Atlanta expires in June 2027. Liverpool could get their hands on his signature for £40 to £50 million as Atlanta would prefer a mid-season sale. Competition. The Reds have had a poor defense of their league title thus far, and they have been vulnerable in the defensive scheme of things. The hierarchy are likely to pursue a new centre-back to provide competition for Ibrahima Konate, who has underperformed this campaign. Similarly, the club may want to bring in a defensive midfielder to compete for places with Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis Mac Allister. Ederson would be a good acquisition for the Anfield Giants, having proven himself at the biggest stage in the Champions League. Ederson has won almost 7 duels per game in Europe this campaign with 4 recoveries and over 2 tackles. The Brazilian has also chipped in with 1 goal and 1 assist. He has been a standout performer for Atlanta despite their struggles in Serie A this term. As things stand, the midfielder has not agreed to a contract extension beyond June 2027. Atlanta may feel they can secure the highest valuation for him by selling in January rather than allowing him to enter the last year of his deal next summer. Liverpool are expected to back Slot with funds to spend despite the significant spending spree last summer. Ederson could be signed to shore up the midfield. For an initial £40 million, he would represent a good signing, given he is in the prime of his career. Liverpool are pushing hard in the January transfer window as talks intensify for an £88 million successor to Mohamed Salah. The Reds have also made contact over multiple key deals, including a shock potential sale, a £50 million contract rebel, and a possible replacement for Ibrahima Konate. Meanwhile, Marc Guehi's stance has become clear, and Liverpool have been told the exact price to sign Ederson in the upcoming window. Stay tuned for full analysis, breaking news, and what these moves mean for Liverpool's future. Subscribe for more breaking transfer bombs, and I'll catch you in the next video. YNWA. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.